NeverQuitMath.com. Let's just do a few more examples so we can get a true hang of it. Alright? I'm going to try something a little more complicated just so you can get a hang of doing these kind of problems too. So we got negative 0.3 times 2x minus 8 equal to 0.7 times 7 minus x. Okay? And yeah, let's try something like this out. Notice we're going to have decimal multiplication in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep myself a little scrap paper, so to speak, on this side where I'm going to do a lot of my scrap work. First thing I noticed was we're going to distribute this 0.3 inside the parentheses. Same thing we're going to do with the 0.7. We're going to distribute it inside the parentheses. So I'm going to have negative 0.3 times parentheses 2x, right? And then I'm going to have negative 0.3 times negative 8. It's going to be equal to 0.7 times, in parentheses, 7, distributed right there. And then it's going to be 0.7 times negative x. Got it? Everybody see how it works? Alright? So let's continue on with our steps and just make sure we do everything correctly, right? So let's do with our math now. So I got negative 0.3 times 2 for my first distribution over here. So I'll do 3 times 2 is 6, 0 times 2 is 0, right? And then from there I say how many numbers are behind the decimal place? Just one, the 3. So then it's the same thing for my answer. And I also notice negative times positive gives me negative. So negative 0.6 I would get over here. So I get negative 0.6x right here. Alright? Same thing here. We got negative 0.3 times negative 8. 3 times 8 is 24. Put a 4 here. I put a 2 up top. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 plus 2 brings down to 2. Got it. So then I look back and I say how many numbers are behind the decimal point? Just one. So it's the same thing for my answer, 2.4. And I also notice negative times negative gives me positive. So the answer is just 2.4x. So over here I would get positive now 2.4. Just like that. Alright, let's go to the other side. Now we got 0.7 times 7. So I do 0.7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. I put a 9 there. Oh, that's a 9 actually. And then I put a 4 up there. 0 times 7 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. 49. So then I'm looking at it 0.7. Only one digit behind the decimal place. So it's 4.9. See it? Put it right there. 4.9. So now we move on to our next one. 0.7 times, actually 0.7 times negative x. So we don't even have to go through the process here. It just stays the same way it is. So it becomes negative because we got a negative sign here. Positive and negative, so it becomes negative 0.7x. Alright? So now we have a whole different problem, which is actually easier. And what we want to do again is let's put all of our x's on one side. Okay? So I normally like to work on the left because it's easier when you get the answer. You just get x equals to something, but you can do either way. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is if I want to move this to the other side, or in other words, I want to get rid of it, I got to add the opposite operation, since this is subtraction, the same thing. Plus 0.7x. That cancels out, and then I add it over here, plus 0.7x. So you got negative 6 plus 0.7, right? It's going to be bigger minus smaller. So again, this is a combination of skills. So we're going to do 0.7 minus 0.6. And then it leaves us with 0.1. And then what do? We keep the sign of the bigger number, which was positive. So we're going to get 0.1x. Nice, right? And then bring everything down accordingly. 2.4 equals to 4.9. So now here we got another question, and we're just solving for x. So to solve for x, you want to get rid of the addition and subtraction part first. So we subtract 2.4. This cancels out. Subtract 2.4 here. And remember, when we subtract it, we line up the decimal place, make sure they match. 9 minus 4 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. You got 2.5. And then now we just bring down that 0.1x. It's equal to 2.5. Once again, even when it's a decimal, you're still multiplying by the reciprocal. So now we multiply by 1 over 0.1 on both sides, 1 over 0.1 on both sides. And then what happens? This becomes 0.1 over 0.1x is equal to 2.5 over 0.1. Okay, so let's hold on to that right there. And let's actually continue on. Okay. So continuing on from there, we got 0.1 over 0.1 x is equal to 2.5 over 0.1. We know this comes out to just 1x is equal to 2.5 over 0.1. So how do we do that? That's what we're thinking. So now we do 2.5 divided by 0.1. And remember from the previous video, you want to move over the decimal points the same amount of spaces. So this goes over 1 and this goes over 1. So our new problem is going to be 25 divided by 1. What is that? 25. So x is equal to 25. Beautiful work.